teams have experienced much success the past 2 years by making it to the national tournament. To what can you attribute those successes?
Oh, having really talented players. Obviously players win games, and I guess having players that have been enjoyable to coach and have got along with one another, and our coaching staff and buying to what we're doing, I guess, has made it a quicker maybe transition than maybe I imagined. So,
Nick, this is technically your second season with the Bobcats after redshirting last season. As you are being counted on to be a leader for Peru State this year, how did the previous year help you out for that role?
I believe it helped me out a lot, just being around all those guys competing daily. We had a lot of talent last year, and, that's kind of difficult sometimes when you're trying to get everybody to buy in. But they taught me just to go out every day and just compete daily and show by example. And then I believe that's how we were so great last year. Everybody was a competitor. Everybody had that dog in them.
Coach, you got a lot of new kids this year, but that being a potential challenge, what is your general outlook or expectation for the upcoming season?
Sure. Well, we do have a lot of new faces, but we've got 6 guys returning that we feel like do a great job in terms of doing about everything by example, in the weight room, in the classroom, on the floor. And 6 guys competing at a really high level is probably, coming into year 3, the most continuity and the most returners, the most talented returners that we've had. And so I think those guys have really helped kind of set the tone in the fall with conditioning in the weight room, and then maybe get us going in practice a little bit more efficiently, make some more progress than maybe we made before, with those 6 guys. So definitely a lot of new faces, but our returners have been big in bringing them up to speed.
Nick, you come from Las Vegas. How has the adjustment been coming from the city of lights to basically a city with no stoplights at all?
So I pretty much get this question a lot every time somebody I'm from Vegas, but I played at JUCO in Central Wyoming, so that was a very small town, Riverton. So I played for Coach Ludd there, so that's how we know each other. And really, after being there for a year, I'm already pretty much adjusted to that. It's just really just the food choices, In Vegas, 3 a.m., I can go get something to eat around the corner. Here, I got to go to Zach's before 9, or depend on the cab, really. That's
3 a.m.?
3 a.m.
What are you doing up at 3 a.m.?
Hey, Coach, it's Vegas, man.
Not that you can't go ahead and edit out my question there, but.
Just tell us a little bit about some of your returners and then your newcomers as well, Coach.
Sure. Well, we've actually got 7 if you count Noah as far as returners, and then Noah Vassa took a year off, was a productive sophomore for us. Took a year off but only has 2 semesters to play, so he's a senior. He's improved his work ethic, over this off season, and is going to be a kind of good facilitator and shooter from the post spot for us. Nick obviously sitting out last year, I think did wonders for his game. I think it ended up being maybe a blessing in disguise. Just continued work on the floor in the weight room, getting his ankle healthy. We think he's going to be one of the best defenders in small college basketball. We think his offensive game continues to get a lot better, and he can score at all 3 levels, so we're really excited to see what Nick does for us. Isaac Simpson had a big off season. Is coming off an ankle injury. He's been back the last couple of days. Deontay McReynolds had a big off season for us, added some weight and really worked on his skill set. Drew Switzer and Cade Connell are shooting the ball really well for us right now, and Blake Peterson has really taken another step in his game and actually had a really good practice today. New guys, we've got a lot, but we're going to really count on them to do a lot and get up to speed quickly. Kendrick Robinson and Henry Tanksley are 2 guys who can play multiple guard positions, who can score it. They defend well, but that are a lot of guys just trying to get on the same page with us as far as what we do. DC, Devon Colley, and Nate Townsend Jr. are really battling it right now for that point guard spot. Those 2 are kind of neck and neck, going at each other every single day, making one another and our team a lot better. Have continued to get better each and every day. We're really excited about the point guard position. Last year, Keyshawn Wilson stepped up and really we put him in a difficult position to kind of have to play out of position for us and move over to that PG spot when we didn't really have a true point guard available for most of the season. And these 2 have really stepped up, and I think taken that position to another level. Onandy Brooks, Julius Aquinas, Paulius' brother, who used to play for us a couple years ago, have been good inside for us as far as new forwards. We're kind of waiting on Josh McCauley, maybe one of, if not the most talented recruit in the class. It has just not been healthy consistently for us. He hasn't made it through a full practice, kind of working on a back injury, so we really are not sure when or if we'll get him back. We're hoping for the best for him, but he's been out. But have been really impressed with just the buy-in from the new guys. We've asked a lot of them in terms of all of them coming from different programs, and they're getting on the same page pretty quickly, so I've been excited about it for sure.
Nick, this next question is for you. The Bobcats have made the national tournament the past 2 seasons. What will you guys need to do this year to get back to Kansas City?
Well, really just kind of what Coach was just already saying. We have a lot to do from different programs, different systems. So it's really just going to take us all coming together, because I know, like right now, we have so much talent on this team. It's going to be really hard to beat us after we come together.
And then back to you here, Coach. In what ways has the team, upgraded since the previous season?
It's tough to tell this early on. I would say if our perimeter defense isn't better, then I'm probably not a very good coach, because I think we've got longer, guys at some of the guard spots, and some guys that, again, if we get on the same page, hopefully we'll be able to guard maybe on the perimeter better than last year. Obviously, losing 2 players like Lyle Hexam and Brandon Jones is going to be really hard. So maybe the strength of our team in some ways has kind of flip-flopped, where we're a little bit more of a look like in year 1 as far as having dynamic guards like Quantice and LJ, we're really stirring the pot for us. I think we're back, to a little bit more of a look like that, but with a lot of different guards. I hope in both of those PGs, Nick, Henry, Kendrick being guys who can make plays off the bounce but still knock down shots at a high level. And that's a little bit more to my familiarity from a coaching standpoint. So I really liked coaching that team last year. We were obviously, really talented and really good, but I think that this team, as we come together, will be a little bit more to our coaching strengths as far as kind of running the offensive system that we're a little bit more used to. So I'm excited for sure.
Also, Coach, what are some of your keys for your team to be competitive in the conference this year?
Again, just getting everybody on the same page. We've got guys who've been taught, press systems, hard denial, just maybe polar opposite things that we're teaching defensively. And so obviously it's difficult, when you come in and a coach is asking you to do something maybe night and day, than you were asked to do it the year before you got here. And so far we've had nothing but positive buy-in from those guys. It's just going to take some time. Really the last couple of days have been much improved. We had an inter squad scrimmage a couple of days ago that showed us some things we really needed to get corrected, and I think they're building off of it. So just chemistry, I think, and us not knowing whether or not we're going to have Josh McCauley. I think that forward group is really important. Just being solid, finishing plays, knocking down open shots. We got a lot of guys who can stretch the defense in that group. Just making sound decisions, because we've got enough guard play, I think, to get things done in our league. But our forwards have got to make sure to do their part as well.
Nick, you and your teammates have been practicing just for a couple weeks now, with the first game of the year 9 days away from when this interview airs. What do you see as some of the strengths for the team so far?
I think our strengths right now is just it's going to be definitely more with our guards, just because we are more guard heavy this year. I expect us to bring a lot more speed and get a lot more transition buckets. And just like Coach was saying, when LJ and them were here, they were more guard heavy. But I do believe we will have the best guards in the conference this year.
Coach, who do you expect to provide a lot of leadership on your team this year?
Definitely Nick Brandon, Isaac Simpson, Deontay McReynolds. I mean, those 3 guys are just really, really everyday guys, as far as they all have at or near 4.0 GPAs, on time, show up early, sometimes stay late. They're really, really good, from a by example standpoint as far as leadership. We continue to talk to those guys about stepping up more vocally, though, and we think that they're doing that. Also, really all of our returners. I mean, you take a look at not just those 3, but Drew Cade, Noah Blake. I think are all guys that are model student athletes. That I think that the new guys can learn a lot from as far as how to go about the college process. And so we're still kind of waiting to see some of those leaders, I guess, emerge. But definitely feel like Nick, Deontay, and Isaac. Even with Isaac having been out, I mean, Isaac was voted a captain as a freshman last year. So we expect him to continue, in a role like that. But I'm really excited about the leadership those guys are providing thus far.
Last question here, Coach Ludwig. Is there anything else you would like to add regarding the upcoming season?
Yeah, I mean, really would like to rally Southeast Nebraska, the campus community around our team. You know, feel like this is a team, you know, that they can really enjoy supporting. That you know, whether it's the immediate people here in Peru, the campus community, people in Auburn, Nebraska City, we feel like we're going to continue to build, you know, on this basketball product. But we're also just kind of building, you know, from a roster standpoint, as far as getting more and more buy-in and work from these kids. And so I'm going to continue to try to kind of get out in the community and market our program, so to speak. We got to get a lot more people in this gym. I feel like there's a lot of people in Southeast Nebraska that don't have any idea, you know, how good our team really is. And so really excited. We're not home till November 16th, I believe. We open up November 1st on the road. By the time we get back here on November 16th, you know, we want to start to pack this place. And so really excited to see, just again, everybody in the community, all the teachers, you know, staff, faculty, everybody out supporting these guys, because I think they've earned it, I think they deserve it, and I'm really ready to go to work with them.
All right, well, thank you both for your time, and good luck this season.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much.